morning, Maury. Mark Johnson just with another update. I'll start with Gwydir Daycare. I'm sure parents are wondering what's going on there. It's still subject to an evacuation order, unfortunately, but we are getting a rapid assessment done later on today, so hopefully we'll have some more news for parents wanting to use that facility. In terms of the food, as I said over the last couple of days, that's really been the biggest priority for Council, trying to work with the relevant agencies to make sure we can get some food to those isolated areas. And I am pleased to say we've got some food drops going out by truck and by helicopter. They're starting this morning. So Ashley and Garra residents will have a truck. We're getting it out to Ashley at least, and then Garra RFS are going to come out and meet those. So these are initially hampers from that Woolworths delivered, so it'll have water and some essentials in there for you. But we've also arrived today from Foodbank, and we thank Foodbank very much, over 300 hampers, so that'll also be involved in that process. So whatever the SES can get to by truck, they will be coming by truck, and other communities such as Boomai, Weemalaa and the like, who are also isolated, will be flying that out with the SES. So Council's role in that is to identify a central point for the delivery of those hampers and a contact, and I believe Holly from our staff have been contacting those communities. So I won't try and mention all of them, but there will be, we're trying to get to every community with those Foodbank and Woolworths hampers. In terms of those isolated properties who can't get to those communities, you do have the click and collect service, so that's operational at Woolies, and we understand Coles Online will be up in about 2 hours. So the process there is that you would do as you would normally do with Woolies and Coles, is ring those numbers, do your order and get an online order number, and then ring the SES 132 500, that's 132 500, quote your name, your address and that online number. SES will then pick up that order and then place it in a cool room at the airport, and when they've got enough, they will then start that helicopter service. So again, for those communities, we'll be doing Foodbank and Woolworths hamper drops. They're happening as we speak. The first truckload's going out to the airport, and I believe a truck is on its way to Ashley, and the Garra RFS is going to meet that in Ashley. So those two communities will be catered for later this morning, hopefully, and then the other communities such as Boomai and Weemalaa, please be patient, but there will be helicopter drops to you hopefully later in the day. And then in addition, you have your normal online opportunities with Woolies and Coles in a couple of hours. So can we make the point that please be mindful that this service is very, very essential for those isolated properties. So if you're in town and you can access a supermarket, if you wouldn't mind not using the click and collect and Coles Online services, can we leave those spots open for those people who really are isolated and can't get access to the supermarkets? A couple of road updates. The Newell Highway North is still closed. It is open to emergency services, but it is being presently assessed by the powers that be, and we are very, very hopeful that we'll have some news later in the day around that. The same for the Back Pally Road, open to emergency services only, but again, we're hopeful that we'll have some news around that later in the day. So please, again, I ask for your patience. We've still got issues around Binigai and the wash pool, so going east is still a struggle, and that will, I know we've got council workers out at wash pool and Binigai having a look at those couple of areas. So again, please be patient with us. The rapid assessments are happening. Update this morning, there's already been 1,200 of those done. So as I said yesterday, the SES has allocated 13 sectors in Moree, and they're gradually working through those. Thank you for all the positive feedback we're getting regarding the cleanup. Council's putting as much pressure as we can to keep all of those essential services in town to help us not only in town but then go out and help with the cleanup in those properties closer to town and then moving out to those villages. So ring up whoever you know in politics and put some pressure on to make sure that those essential service people that are at our camp can stay a bit longer. So not only Moree community gets cleaned up, but our outlying communities as well. That's all I've got for you at the present time. We'll come back to you with some road updates later in the day. But again, if you're around Floodwater, please stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.